And Diksha, joining us now is Dr. Glenn Deason. He is a professor of international relations at the University of Southeastern Norway. Dr. Deason, welcome to the program. I just want to know how the talks will look like, because America says that they want to continue with the talks. Iran has not really said what position they are taking, but we've heard from the official that this talks are misleading and they're not interested in the talks anymore. So how far do you think America will go with these talks?
Well, it remains to be seen, because keep in mind that a lot of the negotiators on the Iranian side have already been killed now by Israel and the United States in this strike. And also there was a lot of deception behind all of this. That is, they were still negotiating when the attack, surprise attack on Iran was launched. So I don't think the Iranians will see much point in going on with this. From Trump's perspective, he probably sees this as, the Iranians not wanting to give enough concessions. So, you attack Iran, put more pressure, and then make them effectively capitulate. But I can't imagine Iran going through with this. That is, the demands that have been put on Iran has been too extreme. And furthermore, I think they see the whole idea of curbing a nuclear weapons program or preventing it as being simply a way of deceiving the world. Because keep in mind, if you wanted a nuclear deal on a weapons program, it could be made. Iran actually accepted this in the past with the JCPOA, which was the United States who walked away from this. The new demands of the US include even abandoning a civilian nuclear program, which Iran has a right for. It links the nuclear program to things like ballistic missiles and Iran's partnerships with Yemen or Hezbollah or Hamas. So they have deliberately linked the nuclear issue to every other issue, to the extent that it becomes impossible for Iran to accept anything that would effectively include its capitulation. So I think at this point in time, the Iranians see that the negotiations, that this is simply an excuse. So a lot of Western leaders can refer to Iran not getting a nuclear weapon when they decide to launch a surprise attack on them.
Right, sir. And there's a view that these attacks may be a ploy to undermine Iran's internal stability and also possibly force a change of leadership. And especially now that the Israeli strikes have eliminated some of the top IRGC commanders in place. So, sir, do you think that it's a realistic objective or more of a political gamble by Prime Minister Netanyahu? What's your view on that?
Well, let me first say I very much agree with what you said. That is, I do think that this has nothing to do with nuclear program. I think this is regime change. They would like to get rid of the government in Iran, and towards this end, kill top politicians, military commanders, and try to do something similar to what was done in Syria, where the government was toppled and replaced with different American-backed groups. So I think that this is what they're hoping for. So you would then go after the military, economic centers, and destabilize society. So I think this is where they're going. But this goes back to the idea that having these talks doesn't really make much sense anymore, because the talks aren't anymore about Iran's nuclear program in terms of the military potential. It's all about dismantling it completely and linking it to all other things. So I do think that regime change is the goal here.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Deason, how far will this proxy wars go on? Because Israel is battling all fronts. It's having a war with Syria, it's having a war with Lebanon, it's now having a war with Iran, it's having a war with Hamas. How far will these proxy wars go on, and who can really pacify them?
Well, I think Israel sees this as an historical opportunity. I mean, for anyone who's been following, at least over the past 20 years, Israel has been talking very openly about attacking Iran. So now that they've, decimated Gaza, they weakened the Hamas there, they attacked Lebanon, weakened the Hezbollah there. They've destroyed Syria, invaded huge territory there. Bombed Yemen. They very openly state that now that a lot of Iranian allies are weakened, this is an opportunity to finally strike Iran. And the main objective of the Israelis, of course, would be to pull the Americans into this war. And I think this is how it would escalate, because now that the Iranians will retaliate against a surprise attack by Israel and, well, let's be honest, also the United States, it has a potential for overwhelming the Israelis. If this is the case, it will pull the United States into the war. Furthermore, given that the U.S. is already deeply involved, it's quite possible that the Iranians will strike American bases in the regions. They will strike some of their warships. They can close down the Strait of Hormuz. There's many things that can happen in which the U.S. would get more directly involved into this fight. And again, what will other actors in the regions do? There's a lot of uncertainty, so this can escalate in a big way between Israel and Iran. That is, Iran can also attack the nuclear facilities of Israel, and they can pull in a lot of different external actors. So the whole situation is very unpredictable, and it's very difficult to say who can to calm this thing down. Again, this was an attack by Israel. So if we want to tone it down, there has to be some pressure on Israel as well to put an end to this. But at the moment, it looks like both Israel and the United States are quite intent on trying to destroy Iran, that is, to pursue this regime change. So it's I don't think it can be dialed down yet. So hopefully there will be someone rethinking this.
Dr. Diesen, do you think Trump was caught in this bait? Because there are some critics who say that Trump did indeed fall to Israel's bait. And that being said, who are these external actors that you mentioned there? And will Israel be able to handle these conflicts on all fronts?
Well, Trump has been quite open in his tweets that he was aware of this attack, that he supplied the weapons. I think he still likes to play the mediator or the negotiator while he engages in the war. I mean, he does the same in Iran, against the Russians. So, but the external actors that could be pulled in, that is, Iran has warned anyone who intercepts its missiles when it retaliates against Israel would be considered complicit. So you have possibly Jordan can get pulled into this. I think especially Jordan, and after this attack, I think the British military bases could also be attacked. American. It remains to be seen how countries like Russia, what they would do if there's too heavy attacks on Iran. Keep in mind that during what Russia considers to have been a war for its survival over the past 3 years, the Iranians have assisted Russia with drones. For Russia to simply sit back and do nothing in this hour of need for the Iranians is not something that would go down well in Russia either. I'm not suggesting the Russians would intervene directly against the Israelis. I'm just saying that there's a gradual escalation that can take place. Weapon shipments, they can assist with a lot of different ways. So there's again, in a huge conflict like this, it's very unpredictable in terms of how it's going to escalate. But it surely will escalate, given that there's no mechanisms in place to de-escalate this.
All right. That is a security expert, Dr. Glenn Diesen. Thank you for talking to us. Diksha, over to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Eric and Dr. Diesen, for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your perspective with us.